Welcome back to our commentary series, where we explore the writings of Ajmal
Yeah.
on his website,
theborderofamind.com.
theborderofamind.com.
Right.
And
Exploring the mind.
exploring the mind through his writings,
His art, too.
his art and visuals and everything.
Yeah, really fascinating stuff.
Really fascinating stuff. So this episode, we're going to be talking about one of his blog posts called "Mind is a Nomadic Cloud."
Yeah, this was a really interesting one.
I love this.
Where he starts to explore, this idea that our minds aren't just, stuck inside our skull,
Right.
like we traditionally think.
Yeah, like this kind of vessel
Exactly.
that's holding everything in.
But instead, he's thinking of the mind as this nomadic cloud, right?
Constantly interacting with the universe.
Yeah, exchanging information, energy,
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
It's not just, receiving input.
Right.
It's also putting output back out
Absolutely.
and being shaped by all that.
I think what's really powerful about this idea of the nomadic cloud is it highlights how we often have this illusion of isolation, right?
Oh, for sure.
We think that our thoughts and beliefs are totally private,
Yeah, locked away.
but he suggests that it's much more permeable
And interconnected than we realize.
than we realize, yeah.
He even goes into the scientific evidence.
Oh yeah, he dives deep into that,
He really does.
which I appreciate.
I like that as well. Like, he doesn't just have, metaphorical concepts.
Exactly.
There's got the evidence to kind of back it up.
He grounds it.
Yeah.
So for instance, he talks about the gut microbiome.
Oh, right.
How these trillions of microbes
Yeah.
in our gut
Our gut.
can actually influence
Yeah.
our mood, our cravings, even our perspectives.
Yeah.
It's wild, right?
It is wild. We all know about, the gut-brain connection.
Right, it's becoming more mainstream now.
But he goes deeper than that.
He does. He talks about how specific bacterial strains have been linked to anxiety and even certain personality traits.
Personality traits.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
So it really does make you think, how much of me is actually we?
Right, exactly.
It's not just, what's going on up here.
It's not just in the brain.
It's a whole ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And then he even brings in research on planetary positions.
Yeah.
And lunar cycles and how those seem to have an impact on us.
Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff there.
It really is.
He points to studies that have shown correlations between lunar phases and things like our sleep patterns,
Oh, wow.
our hormone levels,
Okay.
even things like the stock market, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
There's this long history of people observing these connections,
Right.
right? Going back centuries.
Yeah, like farmers' almanacs.
Exactly. And now modern science is starting to catch up and really investigate some of these things.
Yeah.
So it's not just our internal ecosystem that's affecting us, but the cosmos seems to be playing a role as well.
It makes me think of astrology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There might be something to that.
Yeah, and some people might scoff at that,
Right.
but it is interesting to think about.
It is interesting to think about.
And then he also talks about how the words and sounds and images that we're exposed to can actually rewire our neural circuitry.
Rewire our neural circuit.
Yeah. And impact our hormones. Think about
Oh, boy.
the power of advertising propaganda, even the music we listen to.
Yeah, if you're listening to death metal all day
Exactly.
versus listening to I don't know, Mozart,
Right.
there's going to be a difference there.
Exactly. And he's arguing that these inputs, all these inputs, are shaping our minds constantly, often subconsciously.
Yeah, we don't even realize
I
it.
don't realize it, yeah.
It's kind of scary when you think about it.
It is a little bit, right?
How much control do we really have?
Right. And that brings us back to this idea of the nomadic cloud. It's not this static, isolated entity.
Yeah.
It's dynamic, it's porous, it's constantly being shaped.
It's constantly changing by the world around us, by everything around us.
That's a beautiful idea in a way.
It is. It's like we're all part of this giant web of interconnectedness.
And this whole conversation really makes you think twice
Yeah.
about what we expose ourselves to.
Exactly. Like doom scrolling on your phone late at night.
Right.
That's probably not the best thing for your nomadic cloud.
Probably not, no.
It's kind of amazing how Ajmal can take these really complex ideas
Yeah.
and present them in a way that's I don't know,
Accessible.
accessible and understandable.
He does a great job of that.
So if you want to dive deeper into this whole nomadic cloud concept
Yeah.
and all the other fascinating stuff he writes about,
Definitely check out his blog,
go to theborderofamind.com.
theborderofamind.com.
You won't be disappointed.
It's a treasure trove.
And as for us,
Yeah!
we'll be back
We'll be back.
with more deep dives into Ajmal's amazing work.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
See you then.
See you then.
Bye!